In this tutorial, we'll cover the Yoast SEO's Titles and Metas panel, which allows us to configure the title and meta description settings for our WordPress site. After clicking on Titles and Metas from the left side navigation menu, we are taken to the screen that first displays the General tab. Here, we can select which separator symbol we want to use in our page and post titles when appearing in search results. We can also enable or disable the Readability Analysis tab or the Keyword Analysis feature from the Yoast SEO tool that is built into the WordPress page or post editor. We encourage that these are set to enabled so we can view suggestions regarding content readability, the appropriate use of keywords, customize options in the snippet preview field, and much more, simply from within the editor. Now, moving on to the Homepage tab. The options on this page will vary depending on how we have configured our front page display settings. To elaborate, under the WordPress Reading Settings panel, which can be accessed by going to Settings and then clicking on Reading, we can choose between having our front page set to display our latest posts or a static page by which we select the pages we want for our front page and which page our posts to appear on from the drop-down menus. If the front page display setting is set to a static page, we don't have many options under the Yoast SEO homepage tab. This is because we have assigned pages for each, so we can customize the title and meta description by editing it from within the Yoast tool that is built into the WordPress page editor on each of the respective pages. However, if the front page is set to display latest posts, the Yoast SEO plugin will provide us with the option to customize the title template and meta description here, since we don't have a page or post editor for the homepage. Let's quickly discuss the title template structure. It's important that we are familiar with this structure before proceeding to the other tabs. The formulas here consist of variables that act as placeholders for the actual content. For example, the placeholder site name, surrounded by two percentage symbols, is the variable for the name of our site, so it will be replaced with the actual site name when rendered in a web browser. In our example, our title template for our homepage includes the site name, followed by the separator symbol, which is the symbol we just assigned in the General tab, followed by the site description. There are many variables that you can insert to create your own custom formula. You can access a list of variables by clicking on the Help Center drop-down menu, which includes a list of basic variables and advanced variables. There's no magic formula for SEO. However, we suggest to always include the site name variable, especially on the title templates for pages and posts, which we'll get to next. Reason being, in the absence of the site name variable, Google will automatically include the name of our site. So by including it here, we have more control over how our title appears in search results. In the Post Types tab, we can customize our templates for the titles, as well as our meta descriptions for our posts, pages, and media. But wait, why would we do that if there is the option to customize for each page and post from within the Yoast tool built into the editor? Well, that's a great question. The templates that we create in this section enable the plugin to automatically create titles and descriptions in the event that we leave the fields in the WordPress editor empty. This ensures that Google receives some information, rather than nothing at all. On the Post Types tab, we have some advanced options, such as the ability to control whether or not meta robots should index the post type. Of course, we want search engines to index our content, so we'll leave this set to index. We can also select whether to show or hide the date in the snippet preview. It is probably best that this is hidden. However, some may choose to enable this if they have a blog with recent news or other time-sensitive content. We can also show or hide the Yoast SEO MetaBox option from the editor. We'll leave this set to show, since it provides us with the most flexibility when customizing the meta description for individual pages and posts. Similar to the Post Types tab, in the Taxonomies tab, we can customize the title template and meta description for our categories and tags, as well as post format, if applicable. In the Archives tab, we can enable or disable author archives. We should disable this if we are running a single author blog. For context, author archives allow site visitors to see all of the posts associated with a particular author. If we have a single author blog, there's no reason to have an author archive, since all it's doing is creating an exact duplicate of our content. Now, if we have multiple authors on our site, we can enable author archives. However, it's very wise to select the no index option to prevent robots from indexing duplicate content. Don't stress too much about the complexities of duplicate content. There are many myths regarding its impact on SEO. However, if you can avoid it by simply clicking a button, we encourage that you do so. The same options apply for the date archive settings, or date-based archives. For example, some blogs have the option to filter posts by date, for example by month or year. By default, WordPress enables date archives, so if you like, you can disable it here. If enabled, we suggest that the no index option is selected. Lastly, the Other tab includes the site-wide meta settings for our site. We have the option to index or no index the subpages of archives. It is wise to leave this set to no index, which again prevents search engines from indexing duplicate content. Next, we have the option to enable or disable meta keyword tags. It's funny that Yoast states, "I don't know why you'd use meta keywords, but if you do, enable this." He says this because Google no longer uses meta keyword tags in their algorithm for search rankings, and other search engines, such as Yahoo or Bing, rarely use them, and if they do, they accredit very little weight to them. As such, it's safe to leave this option disabled. Finally, we have the option to enable or disable the use of the no ODP command. ODP stands for Open Directory Project, or DMOZ directory. If your website is listed in DMOZ, there's a chance that Google may pull the listing information from DMOZ to use in the Google directory. So by enabling the no ODP command site-wide, we are telling Google not to pull the information, but rather use the title and description we create, giving us more control over what is displayed on the Google search results page. The settings that we implement through the titles and metas section are very important, as they allow us to create accurate, relevant, and most importantly, effective titles and meta descriptions for our WordPress site.